As regards to Genesis 19, verse 24 in the Hebrew, which shows two Yahwehs, and the Hebrew is very specific on it, that there is a distinction between the two. Wanted you to elaborate more on that.
I'm so glad you raised that, but honestly, no self-respecting scholar, you can prove me wrong. Check your professors of Hebrew today and see if they imagine there are two Yahwehs in that verse. Yes, I grant that Justin Martyr tried that, but you know that Solomon gathered to Solomon, I think it's in 1 Kings 6:1, somewhere around there. Solomon gathered to Solomon. So you're going to argue for two Solomons? This is just a very difficult way of approaching the vast topic of who God is, by pleading for two Yahwehs. When Yahweh is said to be I, me, thee, thou, thousands upon thousands of times, a singular personal pronoun, then 1924, granting that some of the early church fathers attempted that, in my opinion, in desperation, I don't think it's going to wash with anyone today.
The Hebrew presupposition et before Yahweh min hashamayim, that's a presupposition that points to something very specific. For example, in modern Hebrew, if I want to say I read a book, I would say karati sefer. If I want to say I read the book, to be more specific on the type of book, I would say karati et hasefer. So the et in Hebrew is a presupposition that points to Yahweh in heaven specifically, and that distinguishes Yahweh at the beginning of the verse. So to really raise the 1 Kings 8:1 argument is really just a red herring and not really addressing the issue.
Yeah, well, I would ask you to find some good professors who are professors of Hebrew who would agree with you on that point. I think it's amazing to suggest two Yahwehs when you've got thousands and thousands of singular pronouns for Yahweh, when Yahweh is our Father, the one God of Israel. That's the predominant evidence. I simply don't find that convincing, and that's why Trinitarians have generally abandoned that argument.